Welcome to Innovation, Chapter 1, Treaty of Hudaybiyah, Class 9. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah, known as Sulh Hudaybiyah, is a significant agreement in the history of Islam. The event took place during the life of Hazrat Muhammad. Crucial contract was signed at Mecca between Hazrat Muhammad and the Quraysh tribe. Background and leading events. Hazrat Muhammad dreamt of performing the Umrah in the Holy Kaaba. To consider this dream as a sign of revelation from Allah, he accompanied himself with 1,400 Muslims wearing ihram clothes and decided to visit Mecca. As per ancient Arab custom, everyone could visit the Kaaba unarmed, and fighting of any kind was prohibited during the 4 sacred months of the year: Dhul-Qa'dah, Dhul-Hijjah, Muharram and Rajab. Therefore, Muslims embarked on their journey in the expectation that the Quraysh would respect their customs and recognize their peaceful intentions to make the Hajj, but the Quraysh proved Muslims wrong. Hazrat Muhammad and his followers were halted outside the city. He made it clear to the people of Mecca that their intention was only to perform Umrah, but the Quraysh of Mecca did not agree to accept it. After seeing the rebelliousness and obstinacy of the Quraysh of Mecca, Hazrat Usman Ghani was sent as his ambassador to the people of Mecca so that they may communicate with the infidels of Mecca. The Quraysh disagreed and they kept Hazrat Usman. Due to the delay, a rumor spread amongst the Muslims that Hazrat Usman Ghani had been martyred. Hazrat Muhammad gathered all his companions under a tree and took a pledge from them that we would not return without taking revenge for the martyrdom of Hazrat Usman Ghani. This pledge is called Bayt-e Rizwan, which was mentioned in the following verse of the Holy Quran. Translation: Surely Allah was pleased with the believers when they were pledging allegiance to him under the tree in Hudaybiyah. So what was in their hearts Allah knew in advance. Then he sent down upon them peace of heart and gave them the reward of a very near victory. Khyber. It soon became known that the report of Hazrat Usman Ghani's martyrdom was wrong. The Quraysh sent Suhail bin Umrah as their ambassador so that they could talk about reconciliation. The talks proved fruitful, and a memorandum of understanding was reached between the parties. The treaty was a significant victory for the Muslims who wanted to perform the Umrah peacefully. After the pagans of Mecca agreed to calmly resolve the situation, the conditions of the treaty were discussed at great length. The Quraysh of Mecca agreed to resolve the situation after agreeing to the following points. The Muslims will return to Medina without performing Umrah. However, the Muslims will be permitted to come back next year to peacefully stay in Mecca for 3 days and perform Umrah. The Muslims are only allowed to carry swords for protection, which should be kept underneath sheaths. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah declared a 10-year armistice between both parties and advised everyone to live in harmony and peace during this time. If anyone from the Quraysh goes over to Hazrat Muhammad without his guardian's permission, he should be sent back to the Quraysh. But any of Hazrat Muhammad's followers return to Quraysh, he shall not be sent back. Any tribe or person who wishes to join Hazrat Muhammad and sign the agreement alongside him will be free to do so. Similarly, any tribe or person who wishes to sign the contract from the Quraysh's side will be free to do so. If any young person whose father was still alive went to Hazrat Muhammad without permission from his guardian or father, he must be returned to Mecca. On the other hand, if anyone went from Medina to Mecca, the Quraysh people would be under no obligation to return them. Hazrat Ali and Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Hazrat Muhammad was dictating and Hazrat Ali was writing the points of the treaty. When Hazrat Muhammad dictated Muhammad Rasulullah in writing, the Qurayshi ambassador objected to it and said that Muhammad bin Abdullah should be written instead. On this, Hazrat Muhammad ordered Hazrat Ali to write the word Muhammad bin Abdullah and change Rasulullah. Hazrat Ali did not like to change this word, so Hazrat Muhammad erased it himself. Return of Hazrat Abu Jundal. This peace treaty was still being written when Abu Jundal, son of Suhail bin Umrah, came dragging his shackles. The Rasul of Allah said, Abu Jundal, be patient and consider it a reward. Allah will make a place of openness and refuge for you and for all the other weak Muslims with you. We have made peace with the Quraysh, so we cannot make bad promises. The role of Hazrat Salama. In the meantime, the Rasul of Allah had finished writing the peace agreement, so he said to the Sahaba, up and sacrifice your animals, but no one was willing to go back without performing Umrah. Al-Mu'min and Hazrat Salama said, O Rasul of Allah, you should slaughter your animal quietly without saying anything to anyone and call your barber to shave the head. Hazrat Muhammad came out and slaughtered his animal. He called a barber and asked him to shave his head. When the people saw it, they also got up and slaughtered their own animals, and after that, they started shaving each other's heads. Importance of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Even though some of the terms of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah did not favor Muslims, its importance in Islamic history cannot be denied. After the treaty was signed, the people of Quraysh started to recognize Hazrat Muhammad as a leader of Medina, and Muslims were permitted to make alliances with other tribes. Furthermore, the treaty brought a peaceful end to the ongoing struggle amongst the polytheists and followers of Islam as people started to see Islam as a religion of peace. The 10-year truce allowed Muslims to freely preach Islam and peacefully deal with the enemies on the other side of the Arabian Peninsula. Hazrat Muhammad taught a lesson of keeping promises and the Peace of Hudaybiyah, which is the way of eternal salvation. The apparent defeat of the Peace of Hudaybiyah was actually declared as a victory for Muslims and Islam. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah serves as a timeless reminder of the power of diplomacy, patience, and perseverance in resolving conflicts and fostering harmony among diverse communities. It remains a shining example of transformative impact of peace-building efforts in shaping the course of history and promoting the values of tolerance, coexistence, and mutual respect.